Hello, this is Bern, and if you feel like dating men these days feels like a soul-wrenching, frustrating, time-wasting experience that makes you want to curl up into a fetal position while playing Total Eclipse of the Heart from the 80s, well, today I'm going to reveal why dating men doesn't have to suck and how you can beat the odds and attract your ideal life partner as soon as possible. Hello, this is Bern. Welcome to another edition of BernMendez.com. If you'd like to learn how to attract your ideal life partner without the need for gimmicks, manipulation games, or stupid techniques, make sure to hit the subscribe button right now to be notified of new episodes as they come out. Listen, if you're feeling frustrated, sad, anxious, overwhelmed, or metaphorically about to punch someone in the face because you feel so yucky about the whole dating man experience these days, I have to say, you're not alone and you're not crazy. And I'm going to share a few reasons why, but better than that, I also want to share with you today what you can do starting this second to reverse the odds and to make sure that you get exactly what you're looking for, even if other people are not getting it. The dating experience is not fun for most people. Why? Because there's an overwhelming sense of so much out there. There's new apps coming out every day. There's more people to swipe left and right to. The feeling of being disposable is so present. Men who connect with you and ghost you are the thing of the day. Talking to someone who shares that he wants what you want, and then you find out that same night he's booty calling you, attempting to get you to come visit him because he only wants sex. That's frustrating, that's disappointing. And at the same time, we have opportunities today that we've never had before in terms of intimacy, in terms of exploring depth, physical, emotional, spiritual connection in ways that have never existed. But the wanting something that we don't have necessarily the roadmap of what to get feels really overwhelming. So first thing I want to say is I hear you, I feel you, you're not alone, and I'm going to help you change this right now, so stick with me. Part of the reason why this is frustrating is because we want more than we've ever wanted. We want more than any other generation has ever even fathomed possible in relationship for many reasons. Why? Because people used to die at the beginning of the century. By the age of 40, that's basically a full life. And right now people live to be 80, 90 and beyond. So a life together with someone means many more years of getting to know each other and maybe getting tired of each other. So that's one of the things that's happening. Second thing that's happening is that for the first time in human history, and I'm talking about this century and a little bit before in last century, we've had the opportunity to really genuinely marry for love and for self-improvement and for reasons that have nothing to do with very practical prehistoric reasons. So because we have more options and because we want something that is the physical embodiment of something magical, we want emotional connection, we want spiritual connection, we want sexual connection, we want a best friend and a lover, somebody who is maybe very grounded and congruent in his mission and purpose, but at the same time sensitive enough to make a flower arrangement and change diapers. We want it all. Problem isn't that we want so much, that we don't have the skills to get what we want. We have past century skills of communication, of expressing ourselves, of asking for what we want, of setting boundaries, of exploring intimacy, and we have needs that supersede the skills that we have. One of the biggest complaints I hear from women is that men are a little selfish. And that's something that's taken place through history, right? Why? Women have typically gotten the short end of the stick. Society has evolved in the majority of the world, something that's dictated by men, for men, maybe recently started taking into account women, and things are changing, and thankfully, for the betterment of humanity and also for women. But by far and large, men have not had to be as amazing in order to be in relationships. And some of that is still present today. So I hear from women saying, guys seem to be so selfish. They want what they want, and they're not willing to give in. They're not willing to go the distance in terms of emotional depth and clarity. And women are seeking much more than sometimes what men are seeking in terms of emotional intimacy. So that's a true statement. And if you feel like some of the guys you connect with are not bringing it emotionally at the level that you're seeking, you're not wrong. Men need to learn better skills. And I'm not talking about all men, but probably most men need to learn better skills. So that's something that I can say that is true right now, that's changing, but it's not changing fast enough. On the other side of the coin, what I've observed in a decade plus of helping very successful very intelligent and amazing women to get the love that they want is that many women these days have fallen for myths of romanticism that make it really challenging to find their ideal life partner. Why? Because the belief that there's only one person that is the right fit for you and one only seems like a joke sometimes, but many human beings deep down in their soul believe that that's true. Many women believe that when you connect with a man that's the right fit for you, you shall know the moment your eyes cross paths. The angels will sing, your heart will explode, you'll have a gut sense of life is changing and I've met my soulmate. And because that doesn't happen, sometimes when you meet some guys, well, many women are saying no to those guys. Many women are chasing a shiny object with a specific sort of packaging instead of going for the depth that's going to get them the fulfillment and the meaning that they're looking for. So that's something I can say about women that is pretty common these days. What are some of the things you can start doing to get what you want? There's 7 steps, and the first step is to develop a 1% mindset. And this goes in 2 different directions. The first part of the mindset is most of the men you meet will not absolutely be a fit for you. They won't. And there's nothing wrong with that. 1% of the men, let's say, out there who are looking for a partner might be the ideal fit for you. 1% is still plenty of men. But if you go out into the world with a fictitious belief or delusion that you should meet a higher percentage of men who are the right fit for you and you don't meet them, you're going to get disappointed and you're going to throw in the towel really early. So that's part of the 1% mindset. The other 1% mindset means that you need to rise above 99% of the other human beings who are showing up, who are seeking the same type of man that you're looking for in terms of energy, in terms of excitement, in terms of presence, and in terms of looking forward for a specific vision. Many women who have gotten pain in relationships or pain in dating have actually lowered the standard so much that the vision of what they have for what's possible is so unexciting that they're doing the bare minimum to make it happen. And guess what? It's not happening. So 1% mindset means you're going to do what you can to fill up your cup, to show up with the best version of yourselves, not for any man, but for yourself. Second step is you need to lead with radiance, which goes hand in hand with the previous thing I was sharing. Lead with radiance means that there's 2 different versions of you. One version of you is a woman who's going to take 10 years longer to find her guy. The other version of you is going to find her guy 10 years sooner. And why? Because that version of you is going to be the most radiant woman from the inside out. That means that you are going to do life in such a way that the excitement of your life, the vibration of happiness, of fulfillment and of meaning, and of change and contribution is going to show through the way you smile, through the way you walk, through the way you engage, through the way you make eye contact, through the questions you ask, through the boundaries you set, through the beliefs that you develop. So in essence, you're going to be a more radiant, more attractive, more magnetic, more desired version of yourself. When you show up that way, day in and day out, I'm not saying it's easy, and I have plenty of videos on the subject. You can just go to my channel, and pretty much any video that I have is going to show you some aspect of how to be the most radiant version of you. When you do that, you elevate your chances of getting what you want, and you have more choices. Unfortunately, a very small number of women have all the attention. And it's not necessarily what you think. It's not necessarily the women who are the most beautiful by book definition. Granted, men are visual, so some of those women get a lot of attention, but not for the long haul. Women who are getting all the attention and all the attraction from men are women who are consistently expressing the radiance that's within. That's something so addictive for men. Men crave that attraction and they crave that light like a moth to a flame. So when you become that woman who expresses herself that way, you're the one who guys stand up to when you get into a restaurant. You're the one who gets the step ahead on the line. You're the one who gets the free drink at Starbucks. Why? Not because you're doing anything other than being and bringing it in such a way that you're lifting up people and hearts and spirits in a way that is not just addictive, but gratifying and fulfilling. Number 3. You need to please make the commitment watching this video that you're going to end your addiction to instant gratification. Both men and women today have an addiction to instant gratification. That means as it relates to dating, men want to connect with a woman and have sex with her super early on and not have to invest time and energy into getting to know her. And that's unfair and it's not cool. and it shouldn't happen, right? But it does happen. And women connect with men wanting to feel the butterflies in their stomach and the angel singing and some type of angel or entity telling them that he is the one and he is the guy who has everything that my book says. He's tall. And that's a qualification that most women have. You want a guy who's tall, a guy who's super strong, a guy who's very into his purpose, a guy who is very confident, a guy who, when you go down the list of things you want, sometimes that leaves very little room for nuance and for surprises. So when you want instant gratification, meaning if the person doesn't fit your idea of the most confident man or the strongest or the tallest or the most beautiful man, then part of you says, well, he's probably not it. And you invest less energy in him and more energy into the guy who is those things perhaps on paper, but is a damn player. It's a guy who only wants to connect with women for the purpose of extracting as much as he can from them and then leave them hanging dry. So when you can pace yourself, when you can say, I'm going to connect to this guy, and if my heart doesn't explode with passion, I'm going to give it more time, so long as the qualities in him are some qualities that I feel are interested in pursuing, then you're going to connect with that man, and you're going to step by step figure out if the chemistry can develop and grow like a candle flame instead of a firecracker that explodes, and there's nothing left after a few seconds. There's no excitement left. Before I go into steps 4 through 7, I'm going to invite you right now, if you're a single woman watching this video and you are not fully sure why you're still single and you keep changing and doing things but nothing seems to be working for you right now, I will be willing to bet that you're going for a symptom of why you're single versus the root cause. What I've done is I've taken many years of experience helping women find love in every part of the world you can imagine, and I put it together into a quiz you can take in 60 seconds. So if you go to the first link in the description of this video, you will see a page that looks like this. Answer a few simple questions, and in 60 seconds or so, you'll have a very clear answer as to why you're single. And better than that, you'll receive a report with what's the number one thing you can do based on your attraction challenge to turn the tables around and attract the guy you want with less pain and less anxiety and more flow. Step number 4, if you want to stop dating sucky men, is you need to learn to qualify early. Many women, afraid of seeming needy or afraid of maybe pushing the wrong buttons or afraid of maybe making a guy go away, don't ask the right questions and go on dates with men that had they taken the time and had the courage to ask them the questions, they would have never gone on a first date to begin with. There is no reason whatsoever why you should find on a first date that the guy doesn't want children when you do want children. Find that stuff out early. Or there's no reason why you should find out on a date that the guy is looking for something casual and polyamorous when you're looking for lifelong partnership and monogamy. Why? Because you can ask that question as you can qualify that before you meet the person, whether it's texting on the apps, whether it's on a video call, but definitely before the first meeting that you have with them. When you develop the skill of asking fun questions and flirty questions, questions that allow him to shine, but also questions that let you know what the hell he wants and what he's going for and where he's at in life, that will give you a sense of not wasting your time because you'll go on fewer dates, but they will be better quality dates. Number 5, I want you to focus on inspiring pursuit and not settling for less. Here's what I mean. Many women who connect with someone that they deem is the right specimen of a guy, especially if they haven't connected with a guy they find quality in some time, and they finally connect with one, he may not be, but they feel like he is, they start doing things that make it less likely that the guy will own the process and make it happen. Why? Because when the guy is not calling and texting you, because he has no interest, or he's not really into relationships, or he's dating 50 other women, and you twist his arm metaphorically by texting him all the time, or by you asking him out, or doing the things that you don't have to do for him to take action, and if you do have to do them, then he's probably not the right guy for you. When you take it upon yourself to step into your strong masculine and pursue the dude, the guy who is moving forward is a guy that ultimately is going to make you feel like you're getting tired, like you're doing the one who's doing all the investing. I'm not saying never call the guy, I'm not saying never text the guy, I'm saying let the guy lead the dating process. Don't take it upon yourself to do that. When you do that, the only guys who will move forward by you pursuing him are the guys that you will probably feel very, very tired of in terms of mothering and in terms of feeling like you're always behind their steps, making sure that they're taking action. The last thing you want is to have a son instead of a partner. Allow the guy to pursue you, and if he's not pursuing you, do not waste your time with him. Number 6 is I need you to start embracing boundaries with more consistency. That means that you're going to develop boundaries of exclusivity, boundaries of sex, boundaries of communication, boundaries of respect. And when those boundaries are not met, there's no need to punch someone metaphorically in the nuts. All you have to do is say, hey, when you did this thing last time, it didn't feel great. Can you please do it this way? Or here's how I felt around that. Can you explain a little bit more about why you did it? Because right now I'm finding it hard to feel relaxed about this. When you have the courage to have those conversations and to let the guy know, I am someone who has standards. I am someone who has boundaries. If you want to do it this way, it's not going to work for me. You don't have to say it with those words. You can imply it through what you're saying. Sometimes it is necessary to say it with those words if the guy doesn't get it. But when you have developed the skill of embracing boundaries and setting them, you stand out above the rest, because guys sometimes will only bring their best selves when they are confronted with the reality that the woman in front of them demands nothing less. So they have two options. Option 1 is rising to be a better version of himself. Option number 2 is not do it, which means the woman is going to say, thanks, I'm out, if she has strong boundaries. And the last step is I need you to focus on someone. As you're focusing on a guy who has all the qualities you're looking for, I want you to put one quality higher on top of your list, which is a guy who is committed and a guy who is willing to grow specifically in the area of relationships. I get that he may grow already in health and in exercise. You need to connect with a partner if you really want to have a lifelong partnership that's not just mediocre like most people, but something that's fulfilling and meaningful and connected and sexual and spiritual and the whole thing, the whole 9 yards. Connect with someone who is willing to invest time and energy into understanding and learning skills of love and skills of intimacy. It's not sexy to sit down and read a book on intimacy. It's more sexy to watch a movie and have drinks with friends. But those things have their place. I'm not saying don't do those things, but when you don't take the time to continue growing and evolving and learning how to communicate with each other, how to be more intimate in healthy ways, how to express each other's needs, how to deflect challenges when they arise, and trust me, they'll arise more times than you think. When you develop those skills, life gets better. When you don't develop those skills, relationships end prematurely, and they typically end by people hating each other. So hope this is helpful, useful, and insightful. If it is, I'm going to ask you for a few things. So hold on for me just for a second. I know that the video is almost over, but I have a few things for you. If you really want to learn why you're single, go to the first link in the description and take that free quiz. If you like this video, please click like, thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already. If you watch my videos all the time but you're not subscribed, please subscribe. That means you're gonna get more notifications, but also more people will actually see me in their feed. Find this is helpful also, share it with a friend. Share a comment with me. Let me know what you got out of it, what you're needing, what your challenges are. I'm here and I read all the comments personally. Last but not least, if you've been watching my videos for a while and other people's videos and you're not getting it, and you want something that's a much faster path to attracting your ideal life partner or entering that relationship, second link in the description will allow you to apply with me, and if we're fit to work together, I can take you by the hand and personally teach you what it's going to take for you to get what you want in a fraction of the time. Thank you so much for connecting with me, for allowing me into your heart, into your home, into your phone. As always, I challenge you to live a full and a conscious life.